Replace and hand tighten the 8 lid fasteners. Do not use any tools. They could cause damage. Next, we want to connect the Aquastop valves. Slide the Aquastop valve, which is connected to the intake hosing, into the in connector. Press it down until it clicks into place. Then do the same with the output valve. Be sure the valves are locked in place and the levers are open. They should both be in the vertical position. You're almost ready to turn your new filter on. But first, check your installation. The filter lid must be at least 7.8 inches or 20 centimeters below your aquarium's water, but not more than 4.9 feet or 1.5 meters. The water line should be no more than 7.8 inches or 20 centimeters from the top of your aquarium. Hosing must follow a straight path from the filter to the aquarium rim, with some slack, but no loops. If you used extra hosing, it must not be longer than 9.8 feet or 3 meters from the intake connection to the top of the filter. And the total length of hosing must not be more than 16.4 feet or 5 meters long. If the hosing is too long, the filter will not work efficiently. Position the purge valve so you won't have to move the canister to connect a hose to it. Make sure it's closed. The lever should be in the vertical position and that the rubber cap is held securely in place by the lock nut. Check that all the lid fasteners are securely tightened. And the levers on the in and out valves are completely vertical. The intake strainer assembly and the output nozzle connections should be fully submersed in water. For best performance, the filter should be completely beneath the aquarium, and it cannot be above the water level. Finally, there must be 2 gallons or 8 liters of water in the canister. Now you can start the filter. As soon as you plug it in, the electronic priming sequence will begin. The pump will run for 2 minutes to fill the canister with aquarium water, then stop for 2 minutes to evacuate air from the canister. Then start again. It will remain on and run continuously until it is unplugged. This startup sequence will repeat itself every time the unit is unplugged and plugged back in. Every 24 hours, the pump will stop for 2 minutes to evacuate any air that may have become trapped inside the system, and then automatically start back up again. The following will take you through routine maintenance. The FX5 filter canister must be drained prior to periodic maintenance. The FX5 filter offers you 2 methods to drain the filter. You can use either the purge valve or the filter pump to drain the water in the canister to a drain or bucket. To drain the filter using the purge valve, you will need a section of 5/8 inch, 1.58 centimeter hosing, not included, long enough to reach from the purge valve to an appropriate drain or bucket. Begin by unplugging the filter unit from the electrical supply. Then, close the intake and output Aquastop valves, turning the levers until they're horizontal. Then, check to make sure the purge valve is in the vertical closed position. Loosen the lock nut by turning it clockwise. Remove the rubber drain cap and attach the 5/8 inch, 1.58 centimeter hosing to the purge valve and tighten the lock nut to secure the hose in place. With the end of the hosing securely positioned in a drain or bucket, open the purge valve by turning it to the horizontal open position. Then disconnect and remove the intake Aquastop valve. A small amount of water will discharge when removing the valve. It is a good idea to have a cloth handy. Water will immediately begin to drain from the canister. There is no need to disconnect the hosing from the Aquastop valves unless you want to clean the valves or the hosing. Since this is a gravity-fed method, water will stop draining once the water level in the canister and drain bucket equalize. Once this happens, simply close the valve and empty the bucket. Remove enough water to make the canister light enough to carry to your work area. To use the filter pump to remove the water in the canister, you'll need to prepare a drainage hose. To begin, attach the third Aquastop valve to a 1-inch, 2.5 centimeter diameter hose, long enough to reach from the output nozzle to a drain or bucket. Hose and clamp are not supplied. Next, close both the intake and output valves by turning the levers to the closed horizontal position. Then unplug the filter unit. Disconnect both Aquastop valves from the filter unit. Attach the third Aquastop valve and drainage hose to the output connector. Be sure to press down until it clicks into place. Position the drainage hose in an appropriate drain. Open the valve by turning it to the vertical position and plug the filter in for 1 minute. All the water will be pumped from the canister. Once empty, unplug the filter unit. Move the filter canister to an appropriate workspace. Loosen the fasteners and remove the lid. Use the T-handles to lift out the baskets. The foam inserts and media will be saturated with water, so if your sink isn't big enough to hold the baskets, be sure to have a large tub or bucket nearby. Once you have emptied the canister, rinse it out with clean water. Never use soap or detergent to wash the canister, the baskets, the frame, or any other filter parts. Traces of any cleaning product could remain on the surfaces you've washed and harm your fish. Be certain that each piece of foam covers the entire half circle of the basket. Also, be sure to leave a 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter of free space on top of the media so the baskets will fit together properly. Restack the baskets. Reinsert the T-handles. Place the baskets back in the canister. Prior to replacing the lid, inspect the lid gasket for wear. This gasket should remain lubricated. If the gasket appears to be worn or cracked, replace it. If the gasket is no longer moist, apply Fluval lubricant or petroleum jelly and replace the gasket in the grooved opening on the lid. Put the lid back on. Replace and hand tighten the fasteners and return the filter unit to the aquarium. Slide the Aquastop valves back onto the connectors and press them into place, ensuring the intake hosing is attached to the in connector and the output hosing is attached to the out connector. Open the intake valve by turning the lever until it's vertical. Then open the output valve by turning the lever until it's vertical. Do not change this sequence, or the canister will not refill properly. As water fills the canister, air will be forced through the output nozzle, causing bubbling and agitation in the aquarium. Once the bubbling stops, you'll know the system has been refilled with water. If water does not begin flowing when you open the output valve, the canister is no longer primed. You'll have to remove the lid and pour in 2 gallons or 8 liters of water. Once water has filled the system automatically, or you have filled the canister manually, you can plug the filter back in. It will go through its normal start and stop sequence and then begin running continuously. We hope that your Fluval FX5 canister filter offers you years of enjoyment.